Yes people, and welcome back to AJ Cars and welcome back to another video on the Mark IV Golf GTI. Now I thought you guys are bored with this car already, but I keep on getting loads of messages asking what I've done to it, what I love, what I hate, what I do next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video explaining all of them things, well, as many as I can. So if you haven't seen already, this is my Mark IV Golf GTI R32 replica, some people would like to say, but I try not to think of it like that. I try to avoid that at any cost. But yeah, this is the Mark IV Golf GTI, painted Nardo grey. It's on air ride, wheels, boot build, interior. We've done loads to this car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around the car and I'm going to tell you exactly why I bought the car, why I didn't buy other cars, and why exactly I did everything I did to this car.
Why would you do that to that car? You've ruined that car. Audi colour on a Volkswagen. That's criminal.
Why did you buy an R32 replica? Why didn't you just buy an R32?
You've ruined a perfect example of a great GTI anniversary.
I preferred it standard. Now, these are the main things that I hear whenever I take this car to a show where I'm driving, I've parked it up in the middle of nowhere, someone will come and say one of them things. Now, I don't care, and I know a lot of people in the car community will say the same thing. It's your build, you do whatever you like with your build. I'm happy with what I've done. I did it for the reasons I chose. I didn't want a standard GTI because I personally didn't like the look of it. Some people do, some people think it's classic, you're supposed to keep them as they are, but me, I didn't buy the car for that. I bought this car specifically to modify the crap out of it. I seen a video on Instagram of a car, a Mark IV GTI, no, it was an R32, and I thought, oh, I need that car. It was black. I was originally going to go black, but then I thought, you know what, I want to be a bit different. I'm going to go Nardo grey. And I know some people might not agree because it's an Audi colour on a Volkswagen, but it's basically the same brand anyway. But yeah, I personally think it looks great. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. It ain't your cup of tea. But you can't tell me it doesn't look good. Although you might hate, it does look good. Now, one of the main reasons why I did buy this car was because I could have bought your typical Golf R or any of the young lad hot hatch cars that everyone drives, but I thought I want a different sort of fan base, and I know a lot of people will agree with this. A lot of the older boys, they enjoy these cars because it's 2003, it's of their generation, but not a lot of people my age, 22, will appreciate these cars. But some do, they appreciate the work that's gone into it, they like the look of it because they like modified cars. So I've kind of got an array of fans, you could say, that people enjoy this car. I did want the older boys to enjoy it because I wanted them to see that an old car like this, a car that they might have grew up with, can look really good, different as it is. But I know the younger lads do enjoy it, but the older boys as well, they all love it, which is fine with me because I love that. Another reason why I bought the GTI, well, the Mark IV GTI as it is, was purely for the fact that I wanted something different. I've done the fast car, which is the Cooper R, which I had before, and I thought, I don't want another fast car. I don't enjoy it as much as I would going to shows and showing this car off. Now, that is kind of who I am now. I think most people will do the same. As soon as you start modifying your car and you take it to shows, you're hooked immediately. You're like, right, I'm going to more shows. I want to show the car off. Because as soon as you start getting a bit of love on the car, people saying they love it, people saying they like what you've done, it's like a drug. You want to go to more, you want to hear more people say it, so you start doing more stuff to your car. That's exactly what happened with this car. If I'm going to show you now what it looked like at the start, then to now, it's a massive change, and it was purely for the fact that I did a few things, people started to enjoy it, people wanted to see more, and I just decided, right, I'm going full hammer with it. Coach just fell off. Yeah, I wanted to do loads of this car. So that's exactly what I did. I just modified the crap out of it. More and more people love the car, which is great for me because I get to show the car off, show exactly what I've done, show exactly what I love doing, and people actually appreciating it. Now, what I will say is, this car is not all sunshines and rainbows. It is notorious for braking. As you might have seen on my Instagram, my TikTok, or anything on this channel, this car does have a lot of problems. Let me run you through a few of them. There is an awful racket coming from this exhaust because when I put it on, the silencer didn't fit, so we had to weld it. But it's rattling against the chassis and it winds me up. Every time I pull off, it'll go and then it'll go. It's the most annoying thing. So this needs to be sorted. That is just a small problem, but that's kind of my fault. But you know, that's one of the problems. Because of its age, I've had to change the whole. Because of its age, I've had to change a lot of the suspension on the car. Obviously, I've got the air ride on now. I had coilovers, but when I first bought the car, it was just mash up underneath the car. 2 bottom arms, track rod ends, track rods. I'm pretty sure the steering rack's on the way out as well. It's just a mess under there. But I've changed all that. Backing plates rusted, bolts seized. Oh, it was an absolute nightmare. But we've actually got all that sorted. But that is one problem. They just die underneath. I don't know what the hell's going on with these cars, but they just pour underneath. But what I will say though is the drivability of this car on air ride is absolutely astounding. You cannot feel any of the bumps. Bad cars are comfy, man, I'm telling you. They're comfy. I also had a vacuum leak down here, which is also, again, my problem because I sorted that out. So we rectified this. This actually here, if you look, is just loose. It just that just comes off. We've had a misfire on this before as well. It's just not the best. We have shaved it, so it's not. God, that's dirty. Yeah, it's just not the best under there, if I'm being honest. Just nothing special. I wouldn't even look. Just don't look. The sump on these cars as well are pretty low. They're about 2 inches below the subframe. So if you did bottom the car out, which I've done plenty of times, you will break your sump. You'll have no oil left in the car, and it will be immobile until you can find a sump, which is not the easiest thing to find. So that's also a flaw. I had to put a steel sump guard on there because I was bottoming out a lot. I still do. So it's also a design flaw on them. You should have really had the sump above the subframe, but you know, I don't work for Volkswagen, so I don't know. I'm not that clever, clearly. You have the 3-door models. Your door drops like this. See, it drops because of the weight of it. They just not very good. And also they line up horrendously. I've adjusted this door multiple times, and I got the other side mint, but this side is just tragic. Oh my god. Of course, your typical high mileage Golf GTI will always have this right here. You'll never ever get rid of this. No matter what you do, the car will always have this. I'm just gonna tell you this now. You will never get rid of it. But besides all the bad points, looks mint. Now, you can have a lot of fun with these cars. I mean, I've especially done a few things that make my life very happy because it sounds awesome. Put an exhaust on it. There's also a map on the car, which I bought it like it with launch controls. It has a pop and bang map, which is also asbo as shit, but I don't care because it sounds awesome. And I've also, if you didn't know, if you watched a few of my last videos, there is a KO4 hybrid turbo on it now, and it sounds mwah, as well as the exhaust. Gravy, mate. I'm gonna show you. Well, although this car might not have the greatest track record, and it does break very often, but you just deal with it because I love this car. And if you was to actually buy one of these cars, after watching this video you think it's very problematic, I'm not going to buy one, ignore it. Just buy one because they are really fun cars. I mean, they look great when they're done up. I think they do anyway. I know a lot of other people do the same sort of thing with this car, you know, BBS wheels, bags. They all look very similar, but you got to make it each to your own. Like, I've painted mine Nardo grey. I only know what, 2 in the UK, 2 or 3 maybe in the UK that have it, so it's very rare that you see them. So just be different, build your own build. And if I was to say to anyone, buy one of these cars, I 100% would, because they are really good cars. They're fun, they look cool as well. And me personally, I think the Mark IV, you might not agree, I think it's one of the nicer shaped cars. That's why I bought it. I think I didn't want to buy the Mark 7, 8 or the 6 or even the 5 because I just think this looks better. Maybe not the Mark 6, because I think Mark 6 is one of the nicest. But the Mark 4, when it's done up nicely and you've modified it, you made it each your own, you'll fall in love with it, and they do look great. Well, there we have it, guys. Let me know what you think about the Mark 4 Golf GTI. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Or do you not have an opinion? Put it in the comments, because I want to hear what you have to say. And also put in the comments what videos you want me to do next, because I know a lot of people want to see this car. So I want to be putting out the right content for you guys to watch. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.